Morning! We're out on another walk today. This time we're in North Dorset and it's a cold and frosty morning. Yes, okay, started with an early coffee, a takeaway. So I started the walk this morning at Fontmell Magna, lovely Dorset village. And this is a short distance outside of Fontmell Magna is Collyers Brook, and this is there's a series of ponds. They start at Springhead further up the valley, and there's a series of ponds which have been turned into this lovely picturesque little nature reserve, I guess. It's a beautiful place and a lovely place to sit with a takeaway coffee. Quite noisy at the moment though, as you can hear. Even a little river like this is a raging torrent at the moment. And it's another glorious Dorset winter day. So there's some, well, it looks like snow, but on either that or it's deep frost around in North Dorset. But it's another glorious day, and today for once I'm not walking on my own. I've got company today, and walking with my son Paul, who's up there in front. Lovely patterns in the shade, beautiful sunshine on the hilltops. Time for a bit of heavy breathing, trying to climb up this hill. It's hard going here. Make it. Naturally, Paul's ahead of me, of course. Whew, that was a hard climb getting up there, but my goodness, it was worth it. Just look at that view. So we've actually walked up from the village, which you can see down in there somewhere. You can just see the church, which is where we started. Glorious up here. Well, what a contrast between the distance with that glorious sunshine and the foreground, which is really heavy frost. But there's a positive. It means there's no mud because it's all frozen solid. We're heading off into the woods now. So you can tell we're in the vicinity of Compton Abbas airfield, as there's a plane about to go into land. So we've nearly reached the bottom. Unfortunately, the only way is up, and that means a steep climb up there to the top. It's slippery underfoot down here. Good job I've got my trusty walking pole with me. Oh, not looking forward to that. Huh. So I'm being left behind again, as you can see. God, it's hard work getting up here when you've been out of action for a while. Oh, out of condition, obviously. But I always know I'll get there. One foot in front of the other gets you there. Still not there, but I'm getting there. Oh, it's quite hard. So yes, I said earlier I'm a bit of a lone walker most of the time, partly because I'm retired, I guess, so I go out during the week. I've got a friend who comes walking with me, a fellow blogger. He calls himself the Dorset Explorer, if you want to look him up. So we go walking together sometimes during the week, which is great. And yeah, my son Paul comes with me, so I'm walking with Paul today. And he's gone on up ahead of me. He's quicker than me, and it's better that we walk at our own pace, and we'll meet at the top. Let's look back down. As you can see, I've come a ways, so I'm not doing too bad. Yes, I made it to the top. Good, we're at the top of the hill now. We've got some more amazing views to come once we get around the corner here. Look at that. And we're going to follow the edge of this hill, which I believe is Melbury Down, I think. So this has got to be the ideal walking ground, I think. Flat grassy path, easy on the ankles, an amazing view to walk into. And I got it wrong just now, by the way. This is Fontmell Down. We're on Fontmell Down, not Melbury Down. But yeah, it's a lovely little spot this is, and we're going to go right round this this hill. We go right to the end, round, and then along the other side before we drop down again into Compton Abbas village. And then of course, whenever you drop down, you always have to drop up as well, so there'll be another climb involved in that, but my, it's worth it. So we're gradually working our way around the hill, and down in the valley down there should be able to see the church, which is Compton Abbas New Church. That's Compton Abbas Village. Further round you get Compton Abbas Old Church. So we're going to go down there and back up the other side, the hill over the other side, which is over there, is Melbury Beacon. So that's the high point. So we're going to climb up onto that and then follow the hills all the way round to the airfield. I can hear another plane coming in. Another plane coming in. And this is another awesome little bit to walk. Look, we're heading down into Compton Abbas, but it's amazing to be able to walk down here with nice flat grassy paths with that view in front of you. I mean, this is Dorset at its best. You know, I know I love the mountains, I love the Lake District, Scotland, Wales, being up in the mountains, but my goodness, Dorset is a beautiful county as well. It's just such a great area to walk, this is. Down in the valley is, like I say, Compton Abbas. We'll be over at the church soon. Over in the distance is Duncliffe Hill, which is well known for its bluebells. So I've been up in there. So yeah, we're heading for the church down there, which is kind of down in the valley here. Probably stop for a bit of lunch there, I think, because it'll be nice and sheltered, and there's always a seat. It's one of my things, always head for the churchyard at lunchtime, because there's always a seat there to sit on. And the ground's a bit wet at the moment. I always think this is a bit of an interesting feature as well. Foreground on the side of this hill is all these little lumps, and it's showing up quite well at the moment because obviously we've got the frost on the top of them where the sun hasn't reached. Let's look that up. I don't know why that feature is particularly prevalent on this hillside. If anybody knows, put a comment in the comments box. Well, there's another plane coming in. So we're down off the hill now, and we are now at Compton Abbas, the graveyard. And up there is the beautiful Compton Abbas church. That's the new Compton Abbas church. We'll see the old one in a minute. The old one was demolished so that they could build, or partly use the stone to build the new church. But it's a good place to stop because it's out of the wind and we can enjoy a quiet lunch break. Compton Abbas has had its own church since Saxon times. At that time the village belonged to the Abbess of Shaftesbury. Originally the church was at East Compton at one end of the parish, but by the mid-19th century this old thatched church was in a very bad state of repair. It was decided to replace it with a new building in a more central position on the newly opened Turnpike Road, now the A350. In many ways, the original church lives on, since much of the stone from the demolition of that church was used to build the new church. In addition, the tower of the original church still remains untouched.
Cheers.
So this is part of Compton Abbas village, the old forge car restoration. How cool is that? So we're just now walking through Compton Abbas village. We've had lunch at the new church. It's actually not that new. Can't actually remember the date of it. But we're now just coming up to the old church. I can go up here. So this is the old Compton Abbas church, which is actually just the tower that's left. The rest of the church was demolished and they used the stone to build the new church, which is probably, what, half a mile down the road, I guess. Another hill. Just look at that sky though. This is the top of Melbury Beacon, the highest point on this walk, and one that has an amazing 360-degree viewpoint. Guessing it's going to be windy up the top. Over the top of this one, over in the horizon, over there, where we're headed, that's Compton Abbas airfield. Hopefully the tea rooms will be open. I might be able to get a cup of tea over there. And over the other side, this is looking north. We have Shaftesbury over there on its hilltop. You can see the church standing out. It's neat. We're heading down that way. So I don't know if you'll hear this. I don't know if the wind's in the microphone too much, but this is coming down from Melbury Beacon and heading across to the airfield. And this is what I call the saddle. It's because from here it goes down into a dip and up the other side, and to me that looks for all the world like a horse, and I can imagine a giant sitting on there. So we're on his head and the giant sitting across the horse. That's how I always imagine this. Funny, my imagination. And down in the dip is Melbury Abbas. Nice little village, but it's a bit of a rat run in terms of traffic, so it's quite noisy. So can you see the horse? I don't see a giant sat there at the minute, but what a glorious view. Oh, it's cold. This wind is really chill though, but amazing vantage point. Long shadows. Dorset Rambler and Son, a shadow of their former selves. Last look at Melbury Beacon before we head on. So it looks like we're at the last of the sun now. The cloud is coming in as was forecasted, and it's getting late in the afternoon. But what an amazing view still. Melbury Abbas in the foreground down in the valley, and Shaftesbury in the distance. So we're now at Compton Abbas airfield, and the footpath, public footpath here, goes right across the middle of the airfield itself. So we have to look left and right. Make sure there are no planes about to come in and land. Unfortunately, well, unfortunately in some ways, because I quite like to see a plane come in now, but it's quite quiet here at the moment. I'm not seeing a lot of planes coming and going at the moment. I suppose it's getting late in the day, so hello little fella. Oh. He doesn't want to be in my video. So we're at Fontmell Down Nature Reserve now, on the way back. So the valley here is the one that we crossed earlier on the way out. We had to go right to the bottom and then climb up to the clump of trees at the top. And we're now going to skirt around the top of this valley, which is a nature reserve. So this is a lovely valley. The sun is about to go down, it's going round behind the clouds, but it'll be setting soon, and we're going to lose the light, and we've still got another 2 or 3 miles to walk yet. But that is a lovely view. What a beautiful, still winter evening. I can hear the traffic behind me on the road, but we're out of the wind here, and it is just so peaceful. It's really cold, but I'm sure if we look, when you look at this on the video, it could be a late summer evening, I reckon. Such a lovely view. What a gorgeous evening. So lovely here. We're getting near the end of the walk now. We've got to cross the country lane in a minute, and another mile or so, and then drop down to the Springhead lakes again, where we were earlier today. But this is a lovely bit of sunset. I don't know if it'll come out on the video, but there is 3 red kites flying around the other side of these trees. If only I had a telephoto lens on my camera. This is a really rough and frozen path I'm walking on at the moment. It's good because the mud is frozen, but it's a bit hard on the ankles, I have to say. I have to keep my eyes on the ground quite a lot. I think we probably got here just in time because we're going to lose the light soon. So with the last dying embers of the sunset about to fade, the light is disappearing. We're about to drop off the hill now down into the valley, which is to Fontmell Magna, which is where we started. So this is the end of our walk today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for coming with me, for walking with me, and for now, this is the Dorset Rambler saying until next time.